Everybody, welcome back. So we're almost through the hottest part of the year. I noticed once it hits August, it seems like we just have a few hours each day to get through of the hot weather. So it gets much easier to handle the hotness when you only have a few hours each day to deal with it. So what part of summer do you like the most? I like the fireflies or the lightning bugs. I do enjoy having longer days and also the fresh produce from the gardens. So we will jump into what our numbers did. We are now Voyage 8B, week 1, and I put a cute little starfish for week 1. So our line of credit 1, we did the usual $30 payment. $16.13 went towards interest, giving a new balance of $11,199.78. So that means we have $800.22 available in this line of credit. And then for line of credit 2 and 3, we took out the mortgage payment. So with line of credit 2, we did a payment of $125. We paid $17.30 of interest, and we took $410 out for the mortgage. On this one, I'm taking out less because the interest is higher on this one. So if you notice, the dollar amounts are different on each line of credit due to the fact that one has a higher interest rate than the other one. So on the line of credit 2, we currently have a balance of $12,272.91. So available is $227.09. Then with that line of credit 3, we did that payment of $125, and then we did $15.62 of interest, and then we took out $478.01, giving a new balance of $12,384.85. So that currently has $115.15 available on that line. So then we go to our line of credit 4, where we start off with a balance of $504.93. We did the weekly paycheck of $1,030, and then we had expenses of $380.90 that came out. That then gave us a balance of $1,154.03. I did do some chunking out of the line of 4, so now we currently have a balance of $444.03, and then the chunk was partly the Discover. We have that balance transfer due September 13th, so I did chunk $410 towards that, and then I did send a chunk to each of the city banks. And then I do have a balance on my American Express card. That is, I had a relative came into town and didn't have enough funds for a hotel stay, so I was helping them out with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get that paid off as soon as possible. So we'll just do that in the chunk method. And then this is my larger Citibank card, so I'm going to try and do 100 a week on that. And then there's one that I use to run the grocery expenses through, which I sent $50 to that. And then the other Citibanks also just getting payments only to reduce the balance and to get that paid off, so we can just put that aside. So that also had $50. So we chunked out a total of $710 towards different credit cards. And then this shows the update on the Discover one. So the $410 went towards this one, where last week it was at $2,850, so now it's at $2,440. Available now is $2,740, and now the minimum payment has gotten reduced to $346, since I typically round up on that. And then the other Discover, we didn't do anything with that this week. So we go on to the weekly income, where we have the paycheck of $1,030. And then the expenses were the 30 for the line of credit 1, 2 and 3 each got the 125. We did take out cash of $50, and then we paid the gas bill for $50.90. So that gave us that $380.90 for expenses, which gave us a nice cash flow of $649.10. So when we add the $649.10 against what we still owed from last week of that $1,985.98, we are currently down to $1,336.88 needed to finish off the voyage. So this first week we were able to pay off $649.10. And then, as you can see on this page, we have maintained our goal of $25,000 paid off before the year. So we reached that goal. And so currently on this 8B section, we've paid off 32.68%. Hoping in another 3 weeks we'll get this paid off, and then we'll start on to our next chunk, which will be all the chunks. I'm just going to add them all together and they'll just be one big chunk voyage. So anyway, this has turned out to be a really great week since we hit this goal, and then we are well on our way to getting our other voyage 8 getting paid off. So I think that kind of helps to just chop it down into a couple little sections so get a little more steam to pay it down, and it feels good to kind of break it apart and focus on that. So I thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe to follow my debt payoff journey, and I'll see you in the next video. And also, I am still working on that monthly. I should get it out this week, and it's taking me a little bit longer because I realized since I do pay some of the debts weekly, I don't want to be saying I already paid it when I hadn't yet. So I want to authentically have it paid before I show it on my sheets. And I hadn't even thought about that when I was thinking about having it out in the middle of each month, but it's probably towards the end of each month or the beginning of the following month when I do the month-by-month comparison. So I'll get that out this week for you to look at. Thank you so much. Bye.